morning, everyone. My name is Erika Quinto. I am ambassador to the Eastvale Chamber of Commerce, and today we have the privilege of having Mrs. Maggie Brown, founder of MB Real Estate. Yes. Welcome to our podcast, and I'm glad that you made the time to come out and visit us and share some stories and your experiences. So I want to talk a little bit about your bio and what you are all about. So I'm going to quote you, and you say that success isn't measured by awards, but the joy of handing over the keys and receiving heartfelt messages from grateful clients. So being that you are a realtor, I know that you have a lot of experience dealing with people and the community, which is wonderful. And I know that you also said that sometimes the biggest growth happens when we step outside of our comfort zone. And that is huge, correct?
Absolutely.
Because I think that is like the biggest barrier that a lot of us put on ourselves based on, trying to connect with people. And you also said, and I quote, that you consider yourself more of an introvert. So I want to go into that in just a little bit, but I also want to ask you, so you are a native of Eastvale or the Inland Empire, or where are your roots from originally?
I was born and raised in LA County. I made my way out here about 8 years ago, and I don't know what took me so long. I love Eastvale. I love being out here. The community is nice. LA County is a little too congested for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us feel that way, right? So, what was your career like before you launched your business in 2024? Can you tell us a little bit about what you did in the past?
Right before I started this business, I was actually a stay-at-home mom. Before that, I've also had a restaurant. It was a family restaurant. My husband and I ran a computer consultant business. I've worked with special needs kids. I've also worked at a company where we taught people how to trade stocks.
Wow.
So that's my background. I went to school I graduated in psychology and minored in business management.
So technically, you really were not a stay-at-home mom, because it sounds like you did a lot.
I did a lot, yeah.
So I could imagine what that bio looks like. So since you touched on very many different aspects of business, you really come from a very historic entrepreneurial career and aspects of different trades, it sounds like, right? Yeah. So what's been the one that has been the most, I guess you can say, exciting for you, and that you really think that has really changed your aspect of business?
I think the current one, just because now I'm on my own, and everything I do affects my business. How I present myself affects my business. And it's in the present. So for me, this one is the big one.
Really? And then you also touched a little bit about how giving the keys to somebody. And I know that that's it's a huge milestone for families, especially these days with the economy and everything that is happening. That's got to be huge for you to make that dream come true. And I mean, everybody who's out here and, trying to do their best and buy a home. And that is, for the most part, families that are just, have kids and are starting. For starters, it's the biggest milestone that they could even do for their families. So that's got to be huge. And for you, it's got to be like the biggest accomplishment, right, in your career?
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I chose it was because when I got my keys, it was a big milestone for me and my family. So I wanted to do the same. And I've always loved real estate, so it was an easy choice for me.
So what would you say to the younger generation about buying a home these days? And is there something like a little tip or something that you would give them as far as, we have all of the newer generations that are coming out of college and now they're starting a new family. and that's one of their goals and their dreams. Would you have any ideas or anything that you might want to share of where they could start?
Talk to a lender, talk to a realtor, know your numbers because your finances are going to tell you how much house you can buy. And yeah, we have a lot of obstacles in life, but it can be done. There's always an option. There's always opportunities. And when we try to do our own research, we actually go down this rabbit hole and it's not worth the time and effort you're going to put into it. Just go to the experts and let them do their job.
So are you maybe suggesting that they don't use ChatGPT for that?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm just asking the question. All right. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I still see myself working. And depending on, well, I hope my husband's retired by then, but we'll see. But I do see growing within our community, even within our own chamber. I enjoy all the connections I've made, all the friends I've made. So for me, it feels like home.
So what is your biggest takeaway now that you mentioned the chamber, and I know that you're an ambassador also to the Chamber of Commerce for Eastvale. What is like your biggest takeaway, do you think, between the community and the chamber?
You know, I love how Eastvale works together, like the city and the chamber, and then seeing all the different events and all the people come out. It's such a heartwarming feeling to see it all like come together, and then being behind the scenes and helping. For me, that like makes me happy.
Just giving back.
Just giving back.
Connecting. One. So I want to ask you, so what is a fun fact, or if you want to share like an experience that has turned like a stranger into like a business partner or a friend at the chamber event, perhaps maybe an icebreaker moment? Do you have anything that you can share with us?
I've made so many friends. One of my first big events, I didn't know anybody and I was awkward. So I saw this couple and they were rushing. I don't know where they were rushing to. And I literally stopped them in the tracks. I go, oh my gosh, you guys look so important. Tell me what you do. And it was such an awkward moment, even for myself, but it was fun. And, you know, we connected and it was just a fun conversation.
And isn't that great that it's like, that is an icebreaker moment? Because, you know, I think that we all feel like that at some point in time. We do so many community events. We go to so many, you know, other business meetings. And I think the hardest part is going into or walking into a room and not knowing anyone and trying to see where you fit or if you're going to be welcomed, right?
Yeah. And I think like one of the reasons why I loved Eastvale Chamber is because I felt so welcomed. Everyone was like, oh, you're new. Hey, what do you do? And it was just a good feeling. And so now when I see someone new, I try to do the same for them. And then, oh, what is it you do? And I will start connecting them with people I think that would be able to help them, or, you know, that they can grow together. And so, yeah, I just find that so fun to be able to connect other businesses with each other.
Wonderful. So, so how has the chamber impacted your personal growth in business? Do you feel like it's made a difference, or through connections, through collaborations, perhaps? What do you think has been one of the key aspects of joining the chamber and being it successful and helping your business?
The chamber has, well, besides pushing me and to grow and just be out there, just meeting everybody. I've used some of the other businesses to help my business grow, and I enjoy that, and being able to share their business with other people who aren't within our chamber and help them grow in that way, it just like makes it that much better. And so, yeah.
All right, wonderful. So this is off the topic of business, but it does include business. So I'm curious, in Eastvale, if you were to recommend one of your favorite restaurants or one of your favorite places that you would, from somebody that came from outside of the area and said, hey, Maggie, what do you recommend for us to try in Eastvale? Is there like a favorite spot that you like to go to with your family, or what would you say to that?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I personally, I love Maya.
That's a good one.
Yes. But everything is very, I mean, we go everywhere because we kind of do have a lot of places to go eat at. So yeah, my boys like, and my boys will eat anything. So yeah, we're pretty open.
So Maggie, one question. Out of all of the events that you have participated with the chamber and with the city, what would you give me maybe your top 2 or your top 3 events that you would consider being your top ones, and why do you think they're so important, and why you would recommend people to come and attend?
I really enjoy State of the City. It also involves food, so
Of course.
it's always a plus. You just get to hear a little bit about what's going on in the city. You get to see all our representatives and schools, so that's always fun. One of my other favorites is our business masterclass.
From passion to profits.
Correct. Yes. It's an intimate group right now, and I feel like we get so much out of it. The value that the instructor brings, and a lot of times some of the stuff we know and we should be doing, but we're not applying it to ourselves. And we don't take the time to slow down in our business day just to reflect and kind of categorize where we need certain items so that we ourselves are mentally ready for our business to put back in. So it's a good reflection.
And now, do you feel that that class helps you also connect with other like-minded businesses and share what works and doesn't work for them?
Yes, and I love sharing because then you get to hear other people and their experience, what they've done, and then vice versa. And there's a bit of accountability when you go to class every week.
Absolutely.
Or you talk to each other and, hey, did you do XYZ? You mentioned it last week, and it's good. It's good
So
feedback.
it's a good check and balances, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I love that. I love that. And it's so important because we forget that we're so busy in our minds and trying to live the day to day, trying to push those businesses forward, that we forget that we also need to have accountability for ourselves, right? So, wonderful. And what is your third one?
Ooh, I was not expecting a third one. Our installation gala, it was fun. Seeing all the businesses attend, seeing everyone cheer for each other. I love that, and I love just seeing everyone glow for that night. Slow down, right? And we're not working at that time. We're just celebrating each other.
It's a different tone, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Wonderful. All right. Well, I think that probably wraps it up. But what would you give yourself as an advice to, if you were looking back at the business and look at where you are now? I know it's been, a few years now, but we all start that way, right? It's the scariest thing when you're not sure if you should launch it, if you're ready, and we're never going to be ready, but we just have to do it, right?
Yeah.
What would you do differently, or what advice would you give yourself looking back as an entrepreneur?
I would have told myself to do it sooner. Just get out there. And I think it took me a year before I actually came out of my shell and started mingling with the community. But that was a whole year that I held myself back. So yeah, just go out there and do it, because there's no better time. And if you're thinking about it, just go.
So you're saying the time is now.
Yes, always.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate all of your thoughts, comments, advice, and we look forward to seeing you again at the Chamber events.
Yes, thanks for having me.